Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is time for the weekly chart breakdown. So I'd say let's get right into it. So as always, we start on the pair GBPJPY and we start off in the weekly time frame to see where price is currently right now. So as you can see, last week we had a huge bullish push upwards and we did manage to close above previous highs on the weekly time frame. So as you can see, always when price reached this zone, it crashed back down. And the wicks always managed to close below this zone, but this time we closed above. So this is a huge bullish sign, which is why we will currently be looking for buys. Once we go down to the daily time frame, we can also see a break of structure. So here we had the previous high, which was broken, retested on this zone here. So now we could definitely see price continuing higher. And then when we go down into the 4-hour time frame, we can also see that we have a beautiful trend line, which is bounce A, B, and currently bounce C. So everything is indicating that we could continue higher. So this means that what I will be waiting for right now is for another form of bullish engulfing, for price to come up into this zone, maybe even break higher, come down to retest this area here, and then look to continue to buy up into the next weekly time frame or weekly zone, which will be up here. So this is a huge chance of buying. Or if price should come below this zone here, I will wait for retest for price to hold here as a resistance and then look to sell back down into this zone here. But overall, my BS is very bullish. So I would rather not look for sells, more look for buys. Be cautious if I do sell with low risk, but it is also a possible form of market movement. Okay, so now we are in the pair GBPUSD. As you can see, the same thing as last week. We are very bearish, still on a bearish trend, downtrend, and the weekly wick also closed kind of engulfing the previous wick, but also in an indecisive wick because it closed in the middle. So we're currently in this weekly range here, and I would like to see price break out of this before looking to take any like sells below here or buys above here. So then we'll go into the daily time frame, and here we can see that price is currently forming a lower high, and we can also draw a trend line here. So we have point A, point B, point C currently, and so this is an indication that price could continue heading down. But what I would ideally wait for is when we go down to the 4-hour time frame. So you could look for price to come back into this previous resistance zone and then look to sell down into this area here. Or if price does manage to break above, I will wait for price to break this high here, come up here, come down to retest this zone here, and then look to take like buys up to here or maybe even up to here. Or if we do come back down here, we manage to close below this previous support, I will wait for price to come back to retest and then look to sell down to here. So that is pretty much my current setup on GBPUSD right now, but I'm tending to look for sells instead of buys since we are still in an overall bearish trend and we just made another lower high. And lastly, we come to the pair gold. So here the same thing as on GBPUSD, we are still currently on a downtrend. We also broke below previous support, came up to retest, it held as a resistance. Now we have a huge bearish engulfing on the weekly time frame. So these are all signs for us to look for sells. Then we go down to the daily time frame. And here we can see that we did have previous resistance on this 4-hour zone here, and price did break below, came up to retest and came back down. So now we're currently at a support, at a weekly support zone, as you can see here. If I go back in time, so here was resistance, now it held here as a support, so we're currently also at the support zone. So from here on, maybe we could see a little bullish push, but overall I do see sells. So if we do want to take a buys, we would have to wait for some form of bullish engulfing off of this zone here to look to buy up here. But this will be our ideal sell zone. So from here I would look to sell back down into this zone here. Now if we do manage to break below this support here, I will wait for a break for retest, and then look to sell to zone number 1 and zone number 2, which is the other weekly zone here. I will only look for buys if we do manage to break in some form. If we do manage to break above this resistance zone right here, then wait for a retest and then look to buy up into this zone. So this is almost the same setup as last week. But overall, look for sells on gold. Just, the trend is your friend. Always trade with the trend. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much everything for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.